Awesome. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another Unlocks podcast where we explore all things fight matters. That includes coaches, that includes gyms, that includes diving into promotions, talking to fighters, all things fight related. We're just going to wait till everyone joins us right now. It's probably a good opportunity for you guys to tell us where you're joining us from, like what part of the world you're joining us from. Are you joining us from New Zealand, Australia, the States, Canada? Let us know where you're joining us from. That would be amazing. And definitely shout out your gym too, so we can tag you in. Beachlands, what's up, Slaughter? Welcome. Fight Matters, as I just mentioned, the Unlocks podcast is all about going deeper into gyms, going deeper into the fighters, what's going on behind the fighters, what's happening in the scene, and also what's going on with promotions. It's really important. So all business related matters. So Unlocks, we're really excited. We've got a very, very special guest today. I don't want to miss about. He's going to be joining us from his tropical base in Phuket in Thailand. But of course, he hails from North Carolina in the United States of America. He's a devoted family man, of course. He's an entrepreneur. He's a former professional fighter. And he is a mastermind MMA coach. So please welcome our special guest, George Hickman.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome, brother. Absolutely awesome. Great to have you with us. Awesome to have you with us. I've got to just have a quick icebreaker question, if that's okay, if I may.
Yep.
George, the house hypothetically is burning down right now. Everything is safe. Everybody is safe. You can choose 3 material items out of the house you must grab that is important to you. What are they?
I don't know. Underwear?
Yes. No commando
underwear,
for George.
Shoes and a shirt.
That's it. He's got the basics. He's out of town. He's got it sorted. There's a man that knows what he needs. That's really cool, man. Look, I don't want to mess about. I want to jump into things really, really quick, George. I want to go pre-Tiger Days. I mean, most of the people that follow us here on this podcast, they kind of know a little bit about you or a fair bit about you. We want to jump straight into the pre-Tiger Days, and we want to understand a little bit what got you on the pathway of martial arts and wrestling and self-improvement. We want to understand what drew you to this space.
It's pretty simple. You know, when I was a kid, my dad was a former wrestler, and he got me into wrestling. He took me to my first practice, and I liked it, and I didn't get serious until I was probably like 8 or 9, and I mean that's like serious for a kid, but my dad got me into it, and then I never thought that, you know, because wrestling, I was a wrestler, it would take me kind of in a way around the world. So wrestling was my first martial art, and I did karate and stuff, but wasn't really like something that I was like passionate about. And here we are now, decades later in a different country.
Decades, 100%. It's taken you, as you say, all around the world. I want to just understand and unpack a little bit. Obviously, this is, started quite early. Most people don't start martial arts till a little bit later. You were fortunate to get started because of your dad, and you're living in the States, but you also wrestled, and got yourself into college. You got yourself all the way over to college with a wrestling. Tell me how that kind of unpacked for you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I took wrestling pretty seriously the older I got as a kid. And I had a great, my parents were great. My dad was very supportive, and he wasn't like a baseball, like psycho dad. He had done it before, he had cut weight, but he always it was up to us if we wanted to do it. But he always if we wanted to do it, then he would help us and push us, but never over the top by any means. I loved wrestling, and I knew that wrestling in high school, that I wanted to wrestle in college, and I was able to, to get a partial scholarship to wrestle in college. And I guess that's kind of like the pinnacle, or one of the biggest things for every kid that wrestles is to want to wrestle in college. And I wrestled at a Division I university. So that's how I got there.
That's how you got there. So that's let's put that in perspective for a few folks that don't really know. That's actually quite high level of wrestling, right? So you already had a very deep foundation during your college years.
Yeah, it's college wrestling, like any college sport in the States, is like, it's very big business, and college wrestling is quite big, and especially like at the Division 1 level. um it's just, I guess, like stereotypically where the best kids end up going. So yeah, that was like something that I was happy to do. And then actually when it was over, I was kind of, I didn't achieve what I wanted to do in college wrestling, and that's kind of why I started fighting. So yeah, it went hand in hand.
Yeah, okay. So you were, just unpacking the timeline a little bit, like at college, wrestling, wanting to get into fighting. How were you supporting yourself back in those days? Getting from week to week, living the life of a fighter.
Well, in wrestling, like, obviously I had a scholarship, and my dad took care of what that didn't cover. And then I found, like I had said that before, I wanted to maybe dabble in MMA. And then the year before, my last year, my brother was coming to the same university. And when I went home on summer break, when you're on scholarship, you only have like a couple weeks, out of the year where you don't have to be at school wrestling. And I did some cross training at his high school coach had opened up an MMA gym with another guy, and started doing like jujitsu and Muay Thai and stuff. And I was like, man, I loved it. And then I saw a fight, and I was like, this is what I want to do. So I finished school, and then once I started fighting, my dad, he was like, look, son, I support you, but you've graduated from college. You have 6 months, you can hang out, do whatever you want. But after 6 months, if you want to stay here, that's fine, but you got to start paying rent. And but I was lucky. I had this guy, Matt Carter, that was a sponsor. Him and his brother used to sponsor me, and yeah, it was good. And I moved from my hometown. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, after about 6 months of fighting. I had a couple amateur fights, and then I moved to Atlanta and got a bit more serious. But basically, once I turned professional, I was working in the car business. I sold cars, and they were, the company that I worked for, Hendrick Motorsports, they let me kind of come and go as I needed for training. And yeah, it was a good gig. And then I ended up here.
Sweet. So you had it pretty loose. I mean, the Tiger tryouts, man, how the hell did that come about? Like, you're in the States, you've got things pretty cushy, life's going not too bad. All of a sudden, you're cutting loose and traveling halfway around the world for the tryouts. How did that come about?
I saw them. There was another opportunity that I thought I had, that I was going to come to Asia, and it kind of fell through. So not long after that, I saw the tryouts online, and I had a couple friends that had trained at Tiger, and I messaged them, and I ended up, getting picked to try out, and I ended up making the team. And not long after that, I started coaching.
Right. So that happened pretty quick. Was there sort of like a come to Jesus moment when you were like, oh, I'm fighting, everything's going pretty well? Like, how many fights did you have at Tiger, and why transition from fighting to coaching? How did that happen? Was there some sort of big moment that made that occur?
I guess kind of a big moment. When I first got there, Roger Huerta was the head coach, and Brian Ebersol had left, and I became the assistant MMA coach and the wrestling coach. And then over time, Roger left, and it was just me. I was the head coach, and basically, like, I was still kind of fighting, and I was fighting and coaching as well. And some of the guys were just like, hey, we want you to do a bit more. Actually, Alex, who's my partner now at our gym at Bangtao, he said to me, like, he came to me and was like, look, man, we want you to put a little bit more effort in. And at that point, I just kind of, I didn't think right away I would stop fighting, but it just kind of happened that way. And yeah, I don't have any regrets. I've always loved coaching, and the more I got into it, the more, you still get the same nerves, and it's even more nerve wracking because you can't really control what, you can only hope that you've trained the person to, to do the game plan and to fight the way that, you've visualized them fighting and winning the fight. So you don't have as much control because you're sitting on the other side of the cage. Whereas when I was fighting, I felt like I was in control, and that's what I've always loved about, whether it was MMA or wrestling. It's just you out there, so you have the power to, to win or lose, and it's all up to you. It's nobody, even in this sport, like when I was fighting, if I lost, it was never anybody else's fault but my fault, or it was my fault. It was no one else's fault. So that's what I've always loved about. That's why I loved wrestling, and that's why I love MMA as well. It is a team sport, but it's also an individual sport as well, where it's just you out there under the lights that have to perform.
Yeah, 100%, man. At the end of the day, it's just you and a pair of shorts in there, right? All the preparations.
That's right.
Ropes and the bell goes. It's you and a pair of shorts and another guy standing in front of you.
Yep.
Just on that with the Tiger Muay Thai, I mean, you trained a lot of people. Like, just to give a bit of perspective for some of the people watching, like what are some of the names that we're talking about here? Who is it that you've traveled around the world cornering and coaching for?
I've trained. Well, I still train myself as well as the rest of our team. Loma Lookboonmee, who's in the UFC. Trained Khalil Roundtree, Tai Tuivasa, Peter Yan. We've been very lucky.
Yeah, I think I've lost sound.
Yeah.
George, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you a little bit, not too good.
Just a moment, I'll be right back. Just checking. Hey, Zlato, I've lost sound, eh? Yeah.
I can hear you, but it's very low.
There we go.
Hello?
Just unmuting there now.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just kind of
cool. Can you hear me okay, George?
A little bit.
Yeah, hopefully that should be okay. Yeah. All right, just hold the line for a second there. That's strange. I can't hear George. I don't know why. It's like yeah, cool. How about that? That sounds all right. I can hear you fine there.
Sounds better, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Good. So just go back to that. We were just getting a few of the names that you've cornered for and who you've traveled around the world helping out with those careers. Just get a sense of some of the people that you've helped out of these last sort of 6-7 years during your time at Tiger.
Yeah, I still currently train Loma Lookboonmee. I've trained Khalil and cornered him for 3 fights, I believe. Tai Tuivasa, Nordine Taleb, Peter Yan. Yeah, we've been very lucky to work with the fighters that we've worked with, and obviously Volkanovski, my brother, works with him and with all the boys from City Kickboxing. So it's been we have a great relationship with them, and we've been lucky to help them, and as a lot of other fighters.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like, in your experience, what do you think makes a good leader? What makes a good coach?
I think that, man, you have to be a psychologist. You have to, like, everyone works different. Everyone has a different personality. They react to different ways that you speak to them. You have to speak to everybody differently and know what you have to really. It's a very intimate thing. You have to know what makes them tick, and most of all, they have to trust you. Yeah,
so you're getting that certain level of trust, and that's something that I noticed with just on that with your brother Frank and yourself. I've seen Frank at City Kickboxing, and I've seen him do rounds and rounds and rounds and put his body on the line. And I'm assuming, like, you're pretty much in your prime as well. You do the same thing. Do you think that helps with quickly establishing trust and respect between yourself and your fighter?
Yeah. I mean, especially like when you get in there and mix it up with them. Yeah, for sure. And Frank definitely does that more so than what I do. But yeah, I think that means a lot to the fighters as well, seeing that you get in there and you mix it up and you're not just a coach, but you actually will train with them and things like that.
And on that, you guys, I mean, you are the Hickman Brothers, right? Who are really seriously making a huge tear on the scene, and everybody, you're on the minds of a lot of people. And obviously you've helped and helped a lot of those fighters get to where they are today. So the Hickman Brothers, I mean, is it being with your brother, does it mean that much more special? You guys get to share the journey of the success together?
Yeah, I think so, man. Like before my brother came out here, I was out here for I believe like 3 years in Thailand, and then and he visited me one time, and he was like, "Oh, I know why you don't want to leave." And then he went back to the rat race, and he had enough of it and came. And ever since then, man, things have like really, just doing it together has been really cool. We've had some cool moments where we've been, with fighters where we've cornered the same fighter in the fight, or where we've gone with separate fighters and we're there together helping them. And it's we've had some pretty cool moments, that's for sure.
That's awesome. So bringing this on to the situation now. I mean, I know we talked about this a little bit last year, you and I know it's been in the works for a little while, but you've made the plunge. There's been the huge announcement. You've gone from coach, to now business owner, and Bangtao Muay Thai and MMA is going to be officially opened next month. Wow, congratulations, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's been yeah, it's been something that we've talked about for years, myself and all the boys, and now it's something that's actually like surreal. Like last week in Abu Dhabi, I was back there, and like I was listening to this song that I had listened to in October of 2020 when we first started talking about opening our own gym. And it's when we like the same place in Abu Dhabi on Yas Island, where I was like, on phone calls and talking to people that, kind of giving us some guidance and stuff. And now I was just back there again after, almost like a year and a half. And now the gym is almost open. So it's been a long road, but man, we're super excited. And I think I think now people are starting to realize that it's the type of facility is. In the beginning, when we were releasing photos, I think people were just like, man, that's a sick MMA room, but they didn't realize how big it is. That we have Muay Thai and boxing area, we have a fitness area, we have a cafe, and the best part is you make a left or a right out of the gym within a minute, you're at a beach. So it's been a long time, and we've been quiet, I guess, kind of over the last some time, and now we're ready to go. So we're super excited to be able to share this place with everybody around the world, and of course all the fighters that we've trained with and we will train. So it's very exciting.
It's exciting times indeed. I mean, like, is it a family business? Like, who else is involved in the venture? Obviously, a gym of this scale and this magnitude, there's a lot of people involved. Is it who's involved there, George?
It's Alex and myself and my brother and Woody. All of us coaches that have been together for years and years, and yeah, there's some other people behind the scenes. But yeah, it's very exciting, and there'll be, I'm sure, more stuff to come out here in the near future.
Watch this space, absolutely. So we've established that it's not just a little garage in the corner there with a few dudes rolling around on mats. This is a full scale, world-class facility for people to come and train. Given the time that it is, this whole COVID era, and this idea sort of came about, I guess, when the pandemic just sort of hit. You're not concerned at all? You guys are full guns blazing. You don't have any reservations at all, obviously?
Man, of course, like, the world has been a crazy place, but I confidently can say that, like, COVID is the reason that gave us the time and the chance to be able to do this. And it seems like everything it's like in anything, nothing's going to go to plan. It's just like a damn fight. Nothing's going to go always to plan, and the things that have gone wrong have come back and been better. We found, a better person for this, or we found, the time has been ticking away, but almost like initially we thought we were going to be open like middle of last year or something like that. But now here we are, and COVID has still been going on. And now we're kind of like, it looks positive and looks like, things are going to be opening back up, and more people have been arriving in Thailand in the last 5 months. So, it's, of course, it's scary and opening a new business like that, and especially in the times that we're in. But you know what? We're very confident that, we're going to smash it. We're very excited.
Man, I'm thrilled for you. And it sounds like it's all going ahead and it's all just happening as it should. In terms of a fight team then, because that was obviously a big draw from Tiger Muay Thai, we had so many fighters come out of there. Are we going to see a Bangtao fight team or a Hickman Brothers fight team coming out of Bangtao soon?
Yeah, definitely. We've already. I was just in Abu Dhabi last week with one of our fighters, Jada. I have an announcement that I'll be making soon about one of our other fighters that's up and comer, but he's been on the scene for a while and fought in other big promotions. So we're 100%, man. We're super excited.
Oh man, that sounds amazing. And like, you guys will still have room to take care of these other fighters that you guys have been looking after. Obviously, the City Kickboxing relationship that Frank has, and some of the other fighters that you've been helping out, get ready for fight camps and things like that. That's still going to be happening.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, everything. It's we'll be doing everything that we've done in the past, except now we're building our own brand. And yeah, we'll continue, with all the relationships that we have around the world with different people. And obviously City Kickboxing has been, it's my time at Tiger was great, and it helped me a lot. And I'll always be appreciative of that. And I'll always hold that time, close to me, because it helped me a lot. And I made a lot of great friends. And that's where the whole City Kickboxing relationship, sprouted from, and we were all working together, and that relationship, of course, is going to continue. And I can't wait to have the boys out training in our gym now. So it'll be incredible.
I love that, man. And as you know, New Zealand and Australia, we've got a lot of talent. The talent is deep. Like Tiger Muay Thai with the tryouts, would we see something similar from Bangtao Muay Thai and MMA? Would we see that type of scenario going down in the future, do you think?
I'm not really sure, but I do know that we have a lot of stuff in the pipe that we've been brainstorming about. And the great thing now is that it's our place, it's our culture that we put in the gym, which I'm most excited about. And things that maybe we haven't done and been able to do in the past, we can do now because it's ours. So we're super excited about it.
I love that, bro. Like, I just want to ask how important it is for a fighter or a coach, wanting to get these types of opportunities and go over and have camps in Thailand and even get on your radar. What is the sort of easiest way for them to get on your radar? Is it really that they come out and spend time, or you kind of hear it through the back channels on who is looking to come out, and you already have those discussions with coaches? Like, just sort of thinking for a fighter sitting here watching this now or in the future, how would they get on Frank Hickman's radar? How would they get on George Hickman's radar?
I think it's kind of a combination of both, man. Like, we definitely, like, that happens a lot. We see people training and we're like, oh man, we really like this person. And there's also times where people, shoot us messages and say they're coming out, or, through other coaches and things like that, or, they ask if they, we have an opportunity for them and things like that. So yeah, it's just kind of a combination of everything.
I love that. It's really cool. So literally anybody can come out and train right now. We want to, get our tickets figured out. I just looked online, $800 return flights from Auckland, $500 return flights from Australia.
Yeah.
It's open. It's all go. Anyone can jump on the plane and come out and train in Bangtao.
That is anybody's welcome. Anybody and everybody.
That is so cool. So clearly now it's never been a better time to get out there and get training and and submerge yourself in the culture that is Bangtao and Hickman Brothers culture training in Thailand.
That's right.
I love it. So a few people that might be watching this right now, you obviously are a local. You literally you're married a Thai. Over there, you have a family. You obviously got business relations now. You are probably one of the best people to chat about the situation of COVID in Thailand. Should we be concerned as tourists coming into Thailand, or how can you set us at rest?
I think it's I think Thailand's like anywhere else in the world right now. I don't want to get political, but yeah, I mean, I think it's safe. Some places, are strict and you have to wear a mask inside and stuff like that. But for the most part, I mean, it's just kind of use common sense and you're fine, Yeah, I think it's just like they're trying to make an endemic. Is that what they're calling it? So
Yeah, that endemic.
yeah, they reckon by like another month or so that'll be
Mm-hmm.
close to happening. So it's yeah, it's changed a lot here. Initially, people were very afraid of it, and obviously it's real, but now people are ready to get back to work and have tourism back. Really, yeah, the
Yeah.
country really is wanting to get the tourists back. So
Yeah, yeah, I love it. So that is literally the perfect time for you guys too, with you officially launching what, the 4th or the 29th or something. What are the dates
yeah, the
next month that
fourth,
you're opening?
the fourth, and then our grand opening is on the 23rd.
The grand opening is on the 23rd. Plenty of activity and activation planned for those days.
Yep.
Oh man, seriously, no better time to get on a plane and get over to Phuket, the Mecca, right? And get over there and get entrenched into the culture at Bangtao Muay Thai and MMA. I love that, bro. So just to recap at Bangtao, what is it that we can expect over there for training? We've got the BJJ. Take it away from me. Line item, what we've got over there.
So we'll have BJJ, wrestling, MMA, Muay Thai, boxing, fitness. We will have an on-site cafe that'll have, you can do meal plans. It'll have all kinds of healthy food, but also good food. And then we will also have some, not so good food on the menu, some burger here and there and that. And then you're right, literally the road that the gym is on is very local. It's very it's a long road that has maybe one other gym on it at the end of it, and quite a few places to stay. There's accommodation, there's cheap accommodation, middle of the road accommodation. You can, if you want to pay thousands of dollars a night for accommodation, you can find that as well. It's just a really beautiful place, and it's the one place that you really feel like you're training in paradise in a tropical island. Like a lot of gyms are tropical here, but this is literally like I said, you make a left, you're at Surin Beach. You make a right, you're at Bangtao Beach.
Yeah.
Not 2 minutes from there, you can go and have an expensive dinner. You can have a cheap dinner. It really just has everything that you that you can need. And it's and honestly, when we first looked at this space, I was really against moving up to this area, but just because I was ignorant and I hadn't really been around, and then I started spending time up here, and I fell in love with the place, and I couldn't wait to get up here fast enough. So it's it really is an incredible place. And people that have question why are you guys going up there, and then they come up here and they see the gym, and then they see all the stuff around it, and then they're like, oh, okay, now we understand why. So it's really an awesome location where the gym's located. The space is incredible. It's we'll have more videos and photos releasing here soon in the next week or so, showing everybody the space, because it is almost complete now. So it's yeah, I just can't wait to show the rest of the world, man, and have people coming in and training.
That makes the biggest difference, right? Like having the people come in and experience the culture, because it's the people that make the culture.
100%.
And that's an interesting point that you just hit on there, is that you've got everything in one space. So unlike when we're training in other countries or whatever, you have to go all these different places to get everything. Here, it's all under one roof.
Yep.
Plus, you can just stroll down and unwind down at the beach and have these experiences with, maybe you're out having a couples partner type of scenario, or even out there training with your family. You can do it all from that one spot.
For sure. Yeah, no, that's and that's another thing, especially for families. I had one buddy from Poland here recently. He fights in KSW, and he had just fought, so he came to kind of relax. And he's looking at and this was this has been 2 months ago, and so the MMA match were down, and the other areas were getting finished but not complete. And he was like, man, I love it. And then he left it for 3 days, and he went and trained at other gyms, and then he rocked back up, and he was earlier than what I expected he would come back. And I was like, what are you doing back? And he was like, oh man, he was like, I can't go anywhere else now, just because of, just the family atmosphere. My wife can stay or walk down to the gym if she wants to see us training. And so it's we've had great feedback so far.
Oh, that's so cool. And you guys would have thought of that. I mean, you're a family man yourself. You've got young family. You know how important it is to have your family around. And you guys have thought of all that. And being a connoisseur of culture yourself, you've packed it all into this huge experience. You can't wait for people to come there and join and take it up, right?
100%, man. We're, like I said, we're super excited to be able to share this whole new experience for us, you know, with everybody else around the world, and really show like what a world-class facility we've built. And yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Oh, that's amazing. Any opening specials that we can direct people to right now? People just need that little push over the edge to jump on and get over there. What are we looking at?
If you jump on our Instagram, Bangtao Muay Thai and MMA, or Facebook, we have a link right now to our promotional rate. You can fill out the form, and that is good up to, you know, for the remainder of the year. So you can book it now, and then you can use it in December if you'd like.
Oh, man, you guys have thought of everything. There is absolutely no excuse not to get on a plane. $800 return flights from Auckland, 500 Aussie flights from Sydney. Come on, guys. Get over there and get involved into the Phuket lifestyle at Bangtao.
Book it now.
Book it now. That's so good. All right, my friend. Hello, darling. How are you? Yeah. That is so cool, man. Well, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your journey, giving us a little bit of an insight as to, you know, the world-class training that you can come to expect at Bangtao, all the amazing fighters that you've helped level up their careers, man. I'm sure that they have an insurmountable of gratitude towards you. And now we can come and share that at Bangtao with you guys. It's just phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. Bravo, brother. Bravo.
Thank you, brother. And we're super excited about having everyone come out and see it. And thank you for having me on. I much appreciated.
It's super good, man. I love it. And we've dropped the link in there so people can sort of join along. And it's at GHick1 if you want to follow George along on Instagram and get at him on Instagram. Any fighters looking to raise attention and get on George's radar, be sure to do that. We appreciate your time, George. That has been absolutely amazing, my friend. And best of luck with the opening.
Thank you very much.
Take care.